Dr. Hana Kim walked through the white halls of the hospital ship. Her feet made soft sounds on the clean floor. The ship was huge, like a floating city made for healing. Every room was full of beds and machines that helped sick people get better. The ship was called Mercy's Light. It was the biggest hospital ship that humans had ever built. Red crosses painted on the outside told everyone that this was a place for healing, not fighting. The ship had no weapons. It only had doctors, nurses, and medicine. Hana stopped at a bed where a young alien lay sleeping. The creature had blue skin and 6 arms. 2 days ago, it had been hurt badly in a fight between 2 planets. Now it was getting better. Hana smiled as she checked its chart. The alien would live. "Dr. Kim," a voice called behind her. She turned to see Nurse So-Min Lee running toward her. So-Min was new, fresh from medical school. Her eyes were wide with worry. "What is wrong?" Hana asked. "Captain Park wants to see you right away. Something about ships coming toward us." Hana followed So-Min to the bridge. Captain June Park stood looking at a big screen. His face looked serious. On the screen, Hana could see dots of light moving closer to their ship. "Who are they?" Hana asked. "Velkari Empire ships," Captain Park said. "A whole fleet. They are coming fast." Dr. Taeho Shin was already on the bridge. He was the best surgeon on the ship. "Why would they come here? We are treating their wounded." "2. Captain Park pointed to the screen. "I count 15 warships, all big ones. They are not answering our calls." Hana felt cold fear in her stomach. "Send them our medical codes. Tell them we are a hospital ship. Tell them we have their people on board getting treatment." "I already did," Captain Park said. "They are not listening." Engineer Woo Jin Choi ran onto the bridge. His hands were dirty from working on the ship's engines. "Captain, they are scanning us with weapons. Not normal scans. War scans." The radio made a crackling sound. Then a voice spoke in the Velkari language. Captain Park touched a button to translate it. "Human ship, you will stop and prepare to be boarded. You are carrying military supplies in violation of the peace treaty." Hana stepped forward. "Let me talk to them." She took the microphone. "This is Dr. Hana Kim, Chief Medical Officer of the IMA Hospital Ship Mercy's Light. We are protected under galactic medical law. We have wounded from many species on board, including 127 Velkari soldiers. We are not carrying weapons or military supplies. We only have medicine and medical equipment." The response came quickly. "You lie. Human ships always lie. Prepare to be destroyed." "They cannot do this," So-Min whispered. "It is against all the rules. You cannot attack a hospital ship." Captain Park was already moving. "All hands, this is the captain. Emergency stations. This is not a drill. All medical staff, secure your patients." Hana ran back to the medical sections. The ship had 40 floors, and every floor had sick and hurt people. Some were humans. Some were aliens from planets she had never seen. All of them needed help. "Move. The patients who can be moved," she called to her staff. "Get them to the center of the ship, away from the outside walls." Dr. Taeho was helping move a Velkari soldier who had lost both legs in battle. The alien looked up at him with big yellow eyes. "What is happening, human doctor?" the Velkari asked. "Your people are attacking us," Taeho said gently. "But do not worry. We will keep you safe." The ship shook. The lights went dim for a moment, then came back on. More shaking, louder this time. "They are shooting at us." Woo Jin's voice came over the speakers. "Shields are holding, but not for long." Hana grabbed the ship's communication system. She had to try one more time. "Velkari Fleet, this is Dr. Hana Kim. You are shooting at a hospital ship. This is a war crime. We have your wounded soldiers on board. You are trying to kill your own people." The answer was more shooting. The ship shook so hard that people fell down. Some of the medical machines stopped working. "Shields at 50%, Woo Jin reported. Hana ran to the emergency medical bay. Inside, Dr. Sung Jin Oh was operating on a human soldier. The patient was bleeding badly. The shooting outside was making it hard to work. "Can you save him?" Hana asked. "I am trying," Dr. O said. His hands did not shake even when the ship was hit again. "But if they keep shooting, we will lose power." "No power means no life support for the patients." Captain Park's voice filled the ship. "All staff, they are not stopping. They are trying to kill us all. Send messages to your families if you can. Tell them we died trying to heal people." Hana felt tears in her eyes. She thought about all the lives they had saved. Human lives, alien lives, even Velkari lives. And now the Velkari wanted to kill them all. She went to the main communication room. If they were going to die, the galaxy needed to know what really happened here. "This is Dr. Hana Kim of the hospital ship Mercy's Light," she said into the recorder. "We are under attack by the Velkari Third Fleet. We are a medical ship. We have committed no act of war. We were healing their wounded alongside our own. We have done nothing but try to save lives." The ship shook again. Harder this time. The lights went out for 10 seconds. "The Velkari commander has chosen to destroy a hospital ship. This is against every law in the galaxy. We have 2,847 people on board. Doctors, nurses, patients, they are all innocent." More shooting. The ship was breaking apart. Hana could hear metal twisting and breaking. "If you find this message, remember us. Remember that we died trying to heal people. Remember that the Velkari Empire chose to murder healers. And remember that this must never happen again." The ship shook one last time, the biggest hit yet. All the lights went out. Emergency power came on, but it was dim and red. Captain Park's voice was calm, even now. "All hands, this is the captain. It has been an honor to serve with all of you. To the medical staff, you are the bravest people I have ever known. To our patients, we are sorry we could not save you." Hana felt the ship starting to break in half. She held on to the communication console and spoke her last words to the galaxy. "This is Dr. Hana Kim. We forgive our killers, but we will not be forgotten. Tell Earth what happened here. Tell them that healers died trying to save lives. Tell them that the Velkari killed doctors and patients without mercy. Tell them to remember the Mercy's Light." The ship exploded in a bright flash of light. Every person on board died in seconds. The Velkari ships flew away, leaving only broken metal and the bodies of those who had tried to heal the galaxy. In the cold darkness of space, the pieces of the hospital ship drifted slowly apart. Among them floated the bodies of doctors and nurses, human and alien patients, all mixed together in death as they had been mixed together in the hope of healing. The message that Dr. Hana Kim had recorded was saved in a small emergency pod. The pod shot away from the dying ship and started its long journey to human space. Inside, it carried the story of what had happened and the last words of the healers who died that day. Far away on Earth, people who loved the crew of Mercy's Light were still waiting for them to come home. They did not know yet that their sons and daughters, mothers and fathers, friends and lovers were never coming back. But they would know soon. And when they learned what had happened to the Mercy's Light, everything would change. The emergency pod from Mercy's Light took 3 weeks to reach Earth. Inside the small metal ball was Dr. Hana Kim's final message and the ship's last records. When Earth's Space Patrol found it, they did not know they were holding the most important message in human history. Dr. Kyung-ho Nam was eating breakfast when his communication device buzzed. He was the head of the United Human Medical Corps. For 30 years, he had sent doctors and nurses to help people across the galaxy. Hana Kim had been like a daughter to him. He had taught her everything about being a doctor. "Sir, you need to come to headquarters right away," the voice said. "It is about the Mercy's Light." Kyung-ho's coffee cup fell from his hands. The Mercy's Light had not sent a message in 3 weeks. That was not normal. Hospital ships always stayed in contact. He ran to his car and drove through the busy streets of Geneva. The Human Medical Corps building was tall and white, with a red cross on the side. Inside, people were crying. Nurses and doctors stood in groups, talking quietly. "What happened?" Kyung-ho asked. Secretary Minna-ro met him at the door. Her eyes were red from crying. "Sir, they found a message pod. From the Mercy's Light. You need to see this." They went to a small room with a big screen. Minna pressed a button, and Dr. Hana Kim's voice filled the room. "This is Dr. Hana Kim of the hospital ship Mercy's Light. We are under attack by the Velkari Third Fleet." Kyung-ho sat down hard in a chair. He watched the message 3 times. Each time it felt like someone was hitting him in the chest. Hana was dead. All of them were dead. The best doctors and nurses in human space killed while trying to heal people. "How many?" he asked quietly. 2,847 people, Minna said, including 127 Velkari patients they were treating. The Velkari killed their own wounded? Kyung-ho could not believe it. "Yes, sir, and they killed our people for trying to help them." Within hours, the message was on every news channel in human space. People watched Dr. Hana Kim's last words and felt something break inside them. These were healers, doctors and nurses who had given their lives to help others. And the Velkari had murdered them all. General Yoojin Kang came to see Kyung-ho that afternoon. She was the head of Earth's military forces. Her face was hard and angry. "The whole galaxy is talking about this," she said. "But talking is all they will do. No one wants to fight the Velkari Empire. They are too strong." "What about the Galactic Council?" Kyung-ho asked. "They sent a message saying they are deeply concerned." "That is all. The Velkari said the hospital ship was carrying weapons. They say they had to destroy it." "That is a lie. We know it is a lie. The galaxy knows it is a lie. But no one will fight the Velkari over it. They have the biggest military in the galaxy." Kyung-ho felt sick. "So my people died for nothing? The Velkari can kill doctors and no one will stop them? Earth's military is not strong enough to fight the Velkari Empire alone," General Kang said. "I am sorry. There is nothing we can do." That night, Kyung-ho could not sleep. He kept thinking about Hana and all the others. They had been the best people he knew. They had spent their lives helping others. And now they were dead because they tried to heal Velkari soldiers. He walked through the empty medical building. In the halls were pictures of doctors and nurses who had died helping people across the galaxy. Now he would have to add 2,847 new pictures. In his office, he looked at a photo of Hana from her graduation day. She had been so happy to become a doctor. She wanted to help everyone, human and alien alike. Kyung-ho made a decision. He opened his computer and looked for a name he had not contacted in 5 years. Dr. Sung-woo Bae Sung-woo had been a medical researcher once, one of the best. He had worked on new ways to help sick people using quantum physics. But 5 years ago, something bad had happened. His wife and daughter had died in an accident. After that, Sung-woo left medical research and disappeared. Kyung-ho found him working at a small physics lab on the moon. The next day, Kyung-ho took a shuttle to Luna Base. The moon colony was small and quiet. Most people there were scientists or engineers. Dr. Sung-woo Bae looked older than Kyung-ho remembered. His hair was gray now, and his eyes looked tired. They met in a small coffee shop near the physics lab. "I saw the news about the Mercy's Light," Sung-woo said. "I am sorry for your loss." "Hana Kim was your student once," Kyung-ho said. "Yes. She was brilliant. She could have been a great researcher. But she wanted to help people directly. She said research was too slow when people were dying." They sat quietly for a moment. Around them, other scientists talked about their work. Normal work, peaceful work. "I need your help," Kyung-ho said finally. "I do not do medical research anymore. You know that. This is different. The Velkari killed our healers. They murdered people who were trying to save lives. The galaxy will not stop them. Earth's military cannot stop them. But maybe science can. Sungwoo looked confused. What do you mean? Your quantum medical research. Before you stopped working on it, you found ways to use quantum physics to help heal people instantly across long distances. That research is not finished, and it was for healing, not hurting. Kyung-ho leaned forward. What if it could be both? What if the same science that heals could also hurt? What if we could make the Velkari pay for what they did? You want me to make weapons. I want you to make justice. The Velkari think they can kill doctors and nothing will happen. They think humans are weak. They think our kindness makes us helpless. Sungwoo was quiet for a long time. He looked out the window at the earth hanging in the black sky. My wife was a doctor, he said finally. She died trying to help people in an earthquake. I stopped doing medical research because it hurt too much to think about healing when I could not heal the people I loved most. I know. If I do this, if I make weapons from medical research, I will be using healing science to hurt people. It goes against everything doctors believe in. Kyung-ho put his hand on Sungwoo's shoulder. The Velkari already broke those rules. They killed healers. They murdered patients. They attacked a hospital ship. If they will not respect the sacred nature of medicine, then maybe it is time medicine stopped being sacred to them. Sungwoo closed his eyes. He thought about his wife, who had died helping others. He thought about Hana Kim, who had died trying to heal Velkari soldiers. He thought about all the doctors and nurses who had given their lives to help people. What exactly are you asking me to do? Use your knowledge to create something that will make the Velkari Empire pay for murdering our healers. Make them understand that killing doctors has consequences. And if I refuse, then the Velkari will know they can kill any hospital ship they want. They will know that humans will not fight back. They will know that our healers are easy targets. Sungwoo opened his eyes. In them, Kyung-ho saw a new kind of determination. It was not the gentle determination of a healer. It was something harder, something dangerous. I will need a team, Sungwoo said. The best researchers in human space, people who understand both healing and quantum physics. You will have anything you need, and complete secrecy. What we create must never be used again after this. It will be too dangerous. Agreed. And a new laboratory, somewhere far from Earth. Somewhere no one will look for us. Kyung-ho smiled for the first time since hearing about the Mercy's light. I know just the place. They shook hands across the small table. Around them, people continued their normal conversations about normal science. They did not know that two men had just decided to turn the most peaceful science in the galaxy into the most terrible weapon ever created. Outside the coffee shop window, Earth hung in space like a blue and white jewel. It looked peaceful and beautiful. But inside that peaceful planet, something new was being born, something that would change the galaxy forever. The Velkari Empire had killed humanity's healers. Now humanity's healers were going to kill them back. 6 months after the Mercy's light died, Dr. Sungwoo Bae stood in a hidden laboratory on Luna Base. The lab was deep underground in a section that did not appear on any official maps. Only a few people knew it existed. The lab looked like a normal medical research center. White walls, clean floors, and machines that helped scientists study how to heal people. But the work happening here was not normal at all. Dr. Ji-won Park walked over to Sungwoo with a tablet in her hands. Her brother had been a nurse on the Mercy's light. He had died trying to move patients to safety when the Velkari started shooting. The quantum nanites are ready for testing, she said. Her voice was calm, but her eyes were hard. They look exactly like medical nanobots. Any scanner will think they are designed to heal people. Sungwoo looked at the tablet. On the screen were tiny robots, so small that millions of them could fit in a drop of water. To anyone looking, they would appear to be advanced medical technology. And they can be controlled from far away? He asked. Yes. Using quantum entanglement, we can change their programming instantly across any distance. One moment, they are healing. The next moment, they are destroying. Dr. Hyun-Soo Kim joined them. He had been working on the project for 4 months. His sister had been a doctor on the hospital ship. She had been planning to get married when she came back from her tour of duty. "The biological weapon is also ready," he said quietly. "We call it the reset virus. It only affects beings with specific genetic markers. We can target exactly who we want to hurt." Sung-woo nodded. "And civilians?" "Safe. The virus will only attack military leaders and those who work in weapons development. Normal Velkari people will not be harmed." Dr. Yoonji Lee approached them. She was the youngest member of the team, but also one of the smartest. Her mentor had died on the Mercy's Light while teaching young doctors how to treat alien patients. "The neural harmony field is working too," she said. "We can broadcast it using medical scanning equipment. Anyone who thinks they are getting a medical scan will actually have their brain chemistry changed." "What will it do to them?" Sung-woo asked. "Fear, confusion, inability to make decisions. Their own minds will become their worst enemy. Military commanders will not be able to think clearly or give orders." Dr. Dongmin Choi had been listening quietly. He was not human. He was from a planet that the Velkari Empire had conquered 20 years ago. His people had been forced to work in Velkari laboratories, developing biological weapons. Dongmin had escaped and come to human space 5 years ago. "I have finished mapping the Velkari military structure," he said. His voice still carried the accent of his home world. "I know which genetic markers belong to their officers. I know how their command systems work, and I know their weaknesses." Sung-woo looked around at his team. They were all doctors and scientists, people who had spent their lives learning how to heal and help others. But the Velkari had killed their friends and family. Now they were using their healing knowledge to create death. "Are we sure about this?" Sung-woo asked. "Once we use these weapons, we cannot take it back. The galaxy will know that humans can turn medicine into war." "They already know we can heal," Ji-won said. "Now they need to know we can hurt. The Velkari think we are weak because we choose to help instead of harm," Hyun-soo added. "They think our kindness makes us helpless. We are going to show them how wrong they are." "My people tried to resist the Velkari with normal weapons," Dongmin said. "We failed. The Velkari military is too strong. But these weapons are different. They will not see them coming." Sung-woo walked to the window that looked out into space. Earth was visible, a small blue dot in the distance. Somewhere on that planet, families were still mourning the people who died on the Mercy's Light, children who would never see their parents again, parents who would never hold their children. "Tell me about the delivery system," he said. Yoonji pulled up a holographic display. It showed a plan of the Velkari Empire with hundreds of planets marked in red. "We will use humanitarian missions," she said. "Real medical aid. The Velkari have been having problems with diseases on their outer worlds. We will offer to help them." "They will be suspicious," Sung-woo said. "At first, yes. But we will bring real medicine too. We will actually heal their sick people. They will see that our help is genuine. They will welcome us. And while we are helping them, we deploy the weapons." "Exactly. The nanites will be mixed in with real medical nanobots. The biological weapon will be spread through medical supplies. The neural equipment will be disguised as advanced medical scanners." Hyun-soo brought up another display. "We have identified 3,000 key targets across the Velkari Empire. Military commanders, weapons developers, and government officials responsible for war crimes. The reset virus will affect only them." "What about Admiral Thexmore?" Sung-woo asked. "The one who ordered the attack on our hospital ship?" "He will be the first to die," Ji-won said with cold satisfaction. "The neural weapon will drive him insane before the virus kills him. He will know that humans caused his death, and he will know why." Dr. Kyung-ho Nam entered the laboratory. He had been visiting every week to check on their progress. Today, his face looked tired but determined. "How much longer?" he asked. "The weapons are ready," Sung-woo said. "We need to test them once more, then we can begin production." "Good. The galaxy is starting to forget about the Mercy's light. Other news is taking its place. Soon people will stop caring that the Velkari murdered our healers. They will care again when our healers murder them back," Ji-won said. Kyung-ho looked around the laboratory. "I want to be very clear about something. After this is over, all research into these weapons will be destroyed. The knowledge of how to make them will die with this project. We are not creating weapons for the future. We are creating justice for the past." "Understood," Sung-woo said. "None of us want these weapons to exist after the Velkari pay for what they did. And you are all sure about this? Once we start, there will be no stopping. The Velkari Empire will fall, and everyone will know that humans did it." The team looked at each other. They thought about their friends and family who had died on the Mercy's light. They thought about all the other hospital ships that might be attacked if the Velkari faced no consequences. "We are sure," Sung-woo said. "The Velkari wanted to see what happens when you kill human doctors. Now they will find out." 3 weeks later, the first phase of their plan began. A message was sent to the Velkari Empire from the Human Medical Corps. It offered free medical aid to worlds suffering from disease and plague. The message was signed by Dr. Kyung-ho Nam, the same man who had watched Dr. Hana Kim's final transmission. But the Velkari did not know that. To them, it looked like another example of human weakness. The humans were so foolish that they wanted to help the same people who had killed their hospital ship. Admiral Thexmore, the man who had ordered the Mercy's light destroyed, laughed when he heard about the offer. "Stupid humans," he said to his officers. "They learn nothing. We kill their healers, and they want to send us more healers." He did not know that those healers were coming to kill him. On Luna Base, Dr. Sung-woo Bae stood in his laboratory one last time. Tomorrow, the first medical ships would leave for Velkari space. They would carry real medicine and real doctors who would save real lives, but they would also carry death disguised as healing. "For Hana," he said quietly. "For all of them." His team gathered around him. They had spent 6 months turning their knowledge of healing into knowledge of killing. Now it was time to see if their terrible work would succeed. In Velkari space, Admiral Thexmore went to sleep in his comfortable bed, not knowing that human doctors were coming for him. He had forgotten about the hospital ship he destroyed. He had forgotten about the 2,847 people he had murdered, but the humans had not forgotten, and soon, very soon, they would remind him. The first human medical ship arrived at Velkari space 3 months after Dr. Sung-woo Bae finished his terrible work. The ship was called Hope's Dawn, and it looked exactly like any other hospital ship. White hull with red crosses, medical equipment, visible through the windows. Doctors and nurses walking the halls. Dr. Young-soo Han stood on the bridge as they approached the Velkari border. He was the mission leader, a real doctor with 20 years of experience. His hands shook slightly as he watched the Velkari patrol ships surround them. "Medical ship Hope's Dawn, state your purpose," came the voice over the radio. "This is Dr. Young-soo Han of the Human Medical Corps. We are here to provide medical aid to worlds affected by the Crimson Plague. We have vaccines and treatment supplies." Young-soo was not lying. The Crimson Plague was real, and they really did have vaccines. What he did not say was that humans had created the plague 6 months ago and quietly spread it through Velkari space. It was a mild disease that made people sick, but did not kill them. It was designed to make the Velkari need human medical help. "Wait for inspection," the Velkari voice commanded. Velkari soldiers came aboard the Hope's Dawn. They searched every room and scanned every piece of equipment. Commander Bo-ra Kim watched them nervously. She was military, but she was dressed as a nurse. Her job was to protect the real medical staff if something went wrong. The Valkyrie found nothing suspicious. The medical nanobots looked like normal healing nanobots. The biological samples appeared to be vaccines and medicine. The scanning equipment seemed like advanced but harmless medical technology. "You may proceed to Veltar 7th, the Valkyrie inspector said. "Our people are very sick there." As the Hope's Dawn flew toward the planet, Dr. Young-Soo gathered his team in a private room. Dr. Jae-Hyun Lee was a real infectious disease specialist. Medic Seon-Ho Park was a combat medic pretending to be a civilian. They all knew what their real mission was. "Remember," Young-Soo said quietly, "we are here to help people. Most of what we do will be real medical work. The other things we do will be invisible." "How many people will die because of us?" Jae-Hyun asked. He was a good doctor who had volunteered for this mission because his wife had died on the Mercies. "Light. Only the ones who deserve to die," Young-Soo replied. "Military leaders, weapons makers, people who order attacks on hospital ships. And the civilians we help? They will really get better. Our medicine is real. Our care is real. We are still doctors, even when we are also killers." The planet Veltar 7 was mostly cities and factories. The Valkyrie had built it to make weapons and warships. But now, many of the workers were sick with the Crimson Plague. They had red spots on their skin and felt very tired. The humans set up medical stations in the biggest cities. Long lines of sick Valkyrie came to get help. The human doctors gave them real medicine that made them feel better. They also gave them medical nanobots that would help their bodies heal faster. What the Valkyrie did not know was that some of those nanobots were special. They looked like healing nanobots, but they could be changed into something else. The change would happen later, when Dr. Sung-Woo Bae sent a signal from far away. Young-Soo worked 18 hours a day treating sick Valkyrie. He saved hundreds of lives. He helped children get better. He cured old people who might have died. It felt good to heal people again, even if they were the enemy. But at night, when no one was watching, he would take out special equipment. The equipment looked like normal medical scanners, but it was really the neural harmony field device. He would scan Valkyrie military officers who came for treatment. They thought they were getting medical checkups. Really? They were getting their brains slowly changed. Admiral Thexmore came to the medical station on the 4th day. He wanted to see the human doctors who were helping his people. Young-Soo recognized him from photos. This was the man who had ordered the Mercy's light destroyed. "So you are the humans who came to help us," Thexmore said. "Very generous, considering what happened to your hospital ship." Young-Soo felt anger rise in his chest, but he kept his voice calm. "We are doctors. We help anyone who needs healing. Even your enemies? Sickness is the real enemy. We fight sickness wherever we find it." Thexmore laughed. "You humans are so weak. You let us kill your people, and then you come help us. No wonder we rule half the galaxy, and you rule one small planet." "Perhaps," Young-Soo said. "Would you like a medical scan? We have new equipment that can detect problems before you feel sick." "Why not? It might be interesting to see human medical technology." Young-Soo led Thexmore to a private room. The scanning equipment was already set up. It looked impressive, with lights and screens and quiet humming sounds. "Please stand here," Young-Soo said. The scan took 5 minutes. During that time, the neural harmony field quietly changed the chemistry in Thexmore's brain. The changes were small. The Admiral would not notice them for weeks, but slowly his mind would start to break down. "Everything looks healthy," Young-Soo lied. "You are in excellent condition." "Good. Keep helping my people, human. Maybe we will let you live when we conquer your planet." Young-Soo smiled. "We live to serve." After Thexmore left, Young-Soo sat alone in the scanning room. He had just used medical equipment to poison the mind of another living being. It went against everything he had learned as a doctor. But when he thought about the 2847, people who died on the Mercy's Light, he felt no guilt. The mission on Veltar 7 lasted 2 months. In that time, the humans healed over 50,000 Velkari civilians. They also deployed their hidden weapons throughout the planet's military infrastructure. When they finally left, the Velkari thanked them for their kindness. Similar missions happened on dozens of other Velkari worlds. Each time, human doctors provided real medical aid while secretly placing their weapons. The Velkari began to trust human medical teams. They even requested them specifically for difficult medical problems. On the planet Velkar Prime, home of the Velkari Military Command, the humans were welcomed as heroes. A plague had been killing Velkari soldiers, and the human doctors cured it completely. In gratitude, the Velkari government invited the humans to set up permanent medical stations. Dr. Young-Soo could not believe how well the plan was working. The Velkari were not just allowing human doctors into their space, they were begging for them. Every world wanted human medical help. Every military base requested human medical equipment. "They have no idea what we are really doing," he reported to Dr. Kyung-ho Nam on Earth. "They think we are just very generous and very stupid." "How much longer until all the weapons are in place?" Kyung-ho asked. 2 more months, maybe 3. "We need to reach all the key military installations. And the weapons are working? The nanobots are spreading through their military networks. The biological weapon is in their water supplies on 17 worlds. The neural equipment is in every major command center. When Dr. Bay activates everything, the entire Velkari military will collapse in hours." "Good. The galaxy needs to see that attacking human healers has consequences." As Young-Soo continued his work, he noticed that some Velkari officers were starting to act strangely. Admiral Thexmore had been seen talking to himself. Other military leaders were making poor decisions and forgetting important things. The neural weapon was already working, slowly driving the Velkari command structure insane. But the Velkari did not suspect the human doctors. How could they? The humans were saving Velkari lives every day. They were curing diseases and healing injuries. They were the most helpful people in the galaxy. Late at night, alone in his quarters, Young-Soo sometimes wondered if they were doing the right thing. They were doctors. They had sworn to do no harm. But then he would remember Dr. Hana Kim's final message, and his doubts would disappear. The Velkari had chosen to murder healers. Now the healers were going to murder them back. It was not medicine. It was justice. On Earth, Dr. Sung-Woo Bae sat in his laboratory, watching reports from across Velkari space. His weapons were in place. His plan was working perfectly. Soon, very soon, he would send the signal that would activate everything at once. The Velkari Empire had ruled through fear and violence for centuries. They had destroyed worlds and enslaved entire species. They thought they were safe because they had the biggest military in the galaxy. They were about to learn that the biggest military meant nothing when your doctors were your enemies. The trap was set. Now it was time to spring it. Dr. Sung-Woo Bae stood in his laboratory on Luna Base. In front of him was a simple red button. When he pressed it, signals would travel instantly across the galaxy through quantum entanglement. Every weapon his team had built would activate at the same moment. It had been 1 year since the Mercy's light died. 1 year since the Velkari Empire murdered 2,147 healers and patients. Now it was time for the Velkari to pay. "All teams report ready," Dr. Ji-won Park said. She was monitoring. "Their agents across Velkari space. Medical stations on 47 worlds confirm weapon deployment complete." "Biological weapon status?" Sung-Woo asked. "Active in water supplies on all major military worlds," Dr. Hyeon Soo Kim replied. "Targeting genes are locked onto Velkari, military genetic markers only. Civilians will not be affected. Neural harmony fields. Broadcasting from medical scanners in every Velkari command center," Dr. Yoon-ji Lee reported. "Military leaders have been receiving treatment for weeks. Their minds are already starting to break down. Dr. Dong-min Choi, the former Velkari slave, spoke quietly. My people have waited 20 years for this moment. Justice for what the Velkari did to them. Justice for what they did to your healers. Sung Woo looked at the button one last time. Once he pressed it, there would be no going back. The Velkari Empire would fall, and everyone would know that humans had destroyed it using medical science. For Hana, he whispered. For all of them. He pressed the button. Across the galaxy. Quantum. Signals raced through space at impossible speed. On 47 Velkari worlds, inside military bases and government buildings, tiny nanobots received new programming. In one instant, they changed from healers into killers. Admiral Thexmore was in his office on the command ship Dominant Fang when the nanobots in his bloodstream activated. He had been feeling confused for weeks, talking to people who were not there and forgetting important orders. Now the neural damage accelerated rapidly. The nanobots, which had been quietly repairing damage in his body, suddenly began attacking his nervous system. At the same time, the biological weapon in his system activated. It had been dormant in his DNA for months, waiting for this moment. What is happening to me? Thexmore gasped, falling to the floor. His vision went dark. His body shook uncontrollably. In his final moments, he heard a voice speaking through the ship's communication system. This is Dr. Sung-Woo Bay of Earth, the voice said calmly. You attacked the hospital ship Mercy's Light and murdered 2,847 healers and patients. You broke the most sacred law of civilized space. We are not warriors by nature. We are healers, builders, and protectors. But when you attack our healers, you attack the very foundation of what makes us human. Thexmore tried to speak, but blood came from his mouth instead of words. You wanted to see what humans do when you murder our doctors? Now you know. Admiral Thexmore died on the floor of his command center, killed by the same medical technology that had been healing him for months. Across the Velkari Empire, the same scene played out thousands of times. Military commanders collapsed at their posts. Government officials died in their offices. Weapons scientists fell dead in their laboratories. The biological weapon was precise, targeting only those with specific genetic markers that identified them as part of the Velkari war machine. But it was not just the biological weapon that destroyed the Empire. The nanobots attacked military, computers, and weapons systems. Spaceships lost power and drifted helplessly. Communication networks failed. Defense systems shut down. On the planet Velkar Prime, General Zuxhai watched his command center fall apart around him. Screens went dark. Officers collapsed. Emergency alarms blared uselessly as the computers controlling them died. What is happening? He screamed into his communicator. But there was no answer. Every other command center in the Empire was suffering the same fate. The neural harmony fields, broadcasting from medical scanners in every military installation, drove the surviving commanders insane. Those who did not die from the biological weapon found their minds breaking down. They could not think clearly. They could not give orders. They could not understand what was happening to them. In 72 hours, the entire military structure of the Velkari Empire collapsed. Ships drifted powerless through space. Armies stood without orders. Governments crumbled as their leaders died or went insane. But the civilian population was mostly unharmed. The weapons had been designed to target only those responsible for war and oppression. Ordinary Velkari people, the farmers and workers and teachers, survived. They watched in confusion as their empire fell apart around them. On Earth, Dr. Kyung-ho Nam stood before the Galactic Council. Representatives from hundreds of worlds had gathered to demand an explanation for the Velkari Empire's sudden collapse. The evidence is clear, Kyung-ho said calmly. Humanity destroyed the Velkari military using medical science. We turned our knowledge of healing into weapons of precise justice. "This is monstrous," declared the representative from Rigel Prime. "You used medicine to kill people. You violated every principle of medical ethics." "The Velkari violated those principles first," Kyung-ho replied. "They attacked a hospital ship. They murdered healers and patients. They showed the galaxy that they had no respect for the sacred nature of medicine." "So you decided to play judge and executioner?" "We decided to show the galaxy what happens when you attack human doctors." The chamber erupted in angry voices. Some representatives condemned humanity's actions. Others quietly admitted that the Velkari had deserved their fate. All of them were afraid. If humans could destroy the most powerful empire in the galaxy, using medical technology, what else could they do? "What you have done will change everything," the council leader said. "No one will trust human doctors again. No one will accept human medical aid. You have destroyed the reputation of healers across the galaxy." Kyung-ho smiled sadly. "Perhaps. But no one will ever attack a human hospital ship again either." On Luna Base, Dr. Sung-Woo Bae was destroying his laboratory. Every computer, every file, every sample of his terrible work was being burned or deleted. The knowledge of how to turn healing into killing would die with this project. "Are you sure about this?" Dr. Ji-won Park asked. "This technology could be useful in the future." "No," Sung-Woo said firmly. "We created these weapons for one purpose, only: justice for the Mercy's light. Now that justice is done, the weapons must be destroyed. No one should ever have this power again." His team worked through the night, erasing all traces of their work. By morning, the laboratory was empty. The most devastating weapons ever created had been reduced to ash and empty rooms. 6 months later, Dr. Young-Soo Han was back on Earth, working in a normal hospital. He treated sick children and helped injured workers. Simple, honest medical work. But sometimes, late at night, he would remember the look on Admiral Thexmore's face when he realized what was happening to him. The Velkari Empire was gone. In its place were dozens of smaller governments, most of them peaceful. The surviving Velkari leaders had no desire to start new wars. They had seen what happened to those who attacked human healers. Other empires across the galaxy took note. The Zephyrian hegemony immediately signed a treaty promising to protect all medical vessels. The Andromedan Union created new laws, making attacks on hospital ships punishable by death. Even the most aggressive species suddenly became very respectful of doctors and medical facilities. A new treaty was signed on Earth, called the Hana-Kim Medical Protection Accord. Every major government in the galaxy agreed that medical ships and medical personnel were sacred. Any attack on healers would be considered an act of war against all treaty members. But the galaxy had learned something else too. Humanity was not weak. Their kindness was not helplessness. When pushed too far, humans could turn any tool into a weapon. Even their medicine could become death. Dr. Sung-Woo Bae returned to his simple physics research. He never spoke about what he had done in the hidden laboratory. But sometimes he would look up at the stars and think about Dr. Hana Kim and all the others who had died on the Mercy's light. The galaxy was safer now. Hospital ships traveled freely, protected by the fear of human revenge. Doctors worked without worry, knowing that their lives were considered sacred. The 2,847 people who died that day had been avenged. Years passed. New generations grew up knowing that medical personnel were protected by the most powerful force in the galaxy, the promise that humanity would destroy anyone who harmed their healers. In classrooms across human space, children learned about the Mercy's light and what happened to those who attacked it. They learned that humans were healers by choice, but destroyers by necessity. They learned that kindness backed by strength was the most powerful force in the universe. And in the cold darkness of space, where the Mercy's light had died, a memorial station now orbited. It was a hospital, the largest ever built, providing free medical care to anyone who needed it. Above the entrance, carved in letters of gold, were Dr. Hana Kim's final words: "We forgive our killers, but we will not be forgotten." Below that, in smaller letters, was humanity's promise to the galaxy. Attack our healers, and learn what medicine becomes when wielded by those who remember their dead. The galaxy had learned, and it would never forget.